Greetings to you all and welcome to Chess Collab. Alfred is my name. Today we are going to focus on the queen. How does the queen moves as well as how it captures. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to capture uh, using the queen during a game situation. And also you should be able to remember how the queen moves on the chessboard. So let's just dive into today's conversation. Right. The queen, first of all, I just want to remind you that the queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. And please remember that you are going to discover why is that so during this lesson. Right. Right. As you can see, where I have placed the blue circles, that's where the queen can move from. I'm just going to make use of my pointer here. Let me just quickly grab it. The other side, my other screen, which I'm using here. Right, let me just quickly show you. Right, in this case, as you can see, where I am pointing on all these circles, this is the queen, the white queen, which we are referring to. The white queen is in question in this case. So it can move where the circles have been placed. So in other words, if a queen is there, it can go here. It can also go there on F4, G4, H5, as you can see in this case. Right, so let's move on and let's look at the next component. Right, it can go that direction, as well as that, and as well as forward. So in other words, it can move forwards, backwards, sideways as well. So I'm sure you're already trying to associate with another piece, which I'm going to tell you as we progress. Obviously, if you have said the rook, that's correct indeed. So the queen moves like a rook as well. Right. So it is also able to move diagonally. So in other words, all those diagonals, which I'm showing you by those arrows. So in other words, it moves along files, as I've already indicated, ranks, and also diagonals. So please remember that. So in other words, it moves like a rook. It also moves like a bishop. So a rook, a bishop combines the movement of the queen. And remember, it moves as many squares as she likes in any direction. It's a long range piece. Right. Then, as I've already indicated in terms of the rook and the bishop, and also you have to combine. You will quickly remember. It moves like a bishop as well as the rook. Right. So as you can see, one more diagonal there. In the event it does not want to go further, for example, right at the end there, it can even move here to there. It's regarded as one move. Even if it moves from where it is to H8, it's regarded as one move again. If it is there and it moves there to G1, it's regarded as one move once more again. So remember, it will only be limited, as you are going to notice as we move on. Right, in this case, you've already realized where the circles are, that's where it can also move. Those are some of the areas where it is able to move. I did not indicate all the spaces in this case, simply because the main focus on this chessboard here is all about capturing by the queen. Right. So as you can see there, if the queen is here on D4, it can capture the black bishop there on G4. So that means it captures along the ranks, captures along the files as well. And there, another point which you have to remember, it cannot jump other pieces. So in other words, if it is on D4, it cannot go beyond G4 because the bishop is blocking its path. So in other words, cannot go to h5. Right, let's move on. As I've already indicated, captures the same way she moves. So in other words, if it's there, it can capture the bishop on g4. Then it can also move forwards, as I've already previously indicated. So it moves that way and also sideways. Right, can do everything a rook can do, as we have already indicated, and also can do what the bishop can do. As you can see there, all these components, we have already highlighted them. Right, now let's move on, capturing more on a diagonal and also on a rank, on a file. And remember, a queen can capture all the other pieces. All the other pieces from a pawn, bishop, rook, even the other queen, as long as it's your opponent. You're going to realize sometimes during the very first days, you might even capture yourself. Just to remember the color which you will be, the light or the dark. The light being white, the dark being black. Right, let's move on. The long diagonal, b8. Black queen can capture on h2. As you can see there, right away, it's clear. Interesting. d1. White queen can capture d8. Long range piece. It can capture as long as there is nothing on the way. Remember, it can capture right away. Right. Then h4. It cannot go at h4 because it cannot jump over the other pieces. Right. As you can see there, it can capture rook on f2. As you can see there. That's all I wanted to cover. I mean, as far as the queen is concerned. And please remember to subscribe so that you can have a notification delivered to you once I've uploaded yet another lesson. And of course, remember to do the exercise, which I am going to share within the long run. Each lesson have got its own activity, which is self-marked, just to test yourself. It's quite interesting to know some of these components as you progress, as you move on. Thank you.